All right, Unit 5, Day 5, we're going to take you back to elementary here with some division. So our learning target here is I can divide polynomials using long or box division. Or being, that's the name, you can call it long division or you call it box division, it's the same thing. So we've added, we've subtracted, we've multiplied, but we haven't quite divided yet. So let's use, it's kind of a quick little warm up here. Let's use long division to divide these numbers. So this is a skill you learned a long time ago, and then you probably forgot it. So first off, when it's written like this, you have a box. What number goes inside the box? It's the first number. So 947, and then the 5 goes on the outside. Okay, and then what we do, we say, okay, so 9 divided by 5. Well, it goes in one whole time, so we put a 1. And I want to see how close did I get. So I'm going to take 1 times 5. That's a 5 here. And the next step is subtract. So we subtract straight down. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Then you drop the next number down. Okay, now 55, how many times does 55 go into 44? What's 44 divided by 5? Whole number of times. How many times does it go in? It's 8 times. Okay, so we're going to get as close as we can. So 8 times 5 is 40. And now I'm going to subtract straight down. The operation is subtract. 0, and then this is a 4. Now drop the 7 down. And let's see, 5 goes into 47. Well, this will go 9 times. So that'd be a 45. I'm losing space here, but when I subtract, I have 2 left over. And we could put remainder. That's not really what we want to get into here. We don't want to put a remainder. We want to know, as a fraction, what is this? 189 and then there's a 2 left that never technically got divided. So that 2 divided by 5 would be 2/5. So 189 and 2/5. Okay, so now I want you to try this guy right here. So try to divide this and see if you can refresh yourself on how to do this correctly. So pause the video and give that a try. And hopefully you got 961 and 2/9. So 961 and 2/9. Again, you can look at the work there. You can pause it. You can look back over and see if you made a mistake or if you got it all right. That's awesome. Now, here's an example of how to do polynomial long division. So I want to divide these guys. Now, we're not just going to cancel stuff out. A lot of people I see say this division, they just say, they'll start canceling stuff. So 6 and divided by 2, so that must be a 3. That's not how that works. I didn't just look at this and say, well, the 5, well, there's nothing that does any there. So that's really a bad example. Say there was a 5 in here. I wouldn't say 5 and 5 is 1 and 1, and then 917 or something like that. We don't want to do that. Okay, you're not just going to reduce parts. We're not reducing. So first off, let's make a box. And what should go in the inside? Well, this is the top divided by the bottom. So the top goes on the inside. So 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 16x plus 10 divided by 2x plus 5. Okay, so now pay attention on this. It's going to have a lot of similarities with this guy. The process is almost identical, not exactly identical, but it's pretty close. And this is actually the only thing we're doing today. We're only doing long division. So this is the one thing you have to learn how to do for today, for today's lesson and today's homework. So now over here we thought that first number, we did 9 divided by 5. Or how many times does 5 go into 9? You can think of it either way. So here I'm going to look at the first numbers only. Kind of ignoring the 5 right now. I'm ignoring the 7x squared. So just looking at these first numbers, what would 6x cubed divided by 2x be? Okay, so 6 divided by 2 would be 3. X cubed divided by x would be x squared. So this would be a 3x squared. And notice, so when I take 3x squared times 2x, I get 6x cubed, and that's exactly what I want. So up here, when I put a 1 up there, then I multiplied and wrote the answer down here. So we're going to multiply it, but I'm going to multiply by both of these. Okay, so I'm going to go 3x squared times 2x is 6x cubed, and then 3x squared times 5 would be 15x squared, so it's a positive 15x squared. Our next step up here was subtract. So I subtracted this 5. So here I'm going to subtract this entire binomial. So this step is the one where students tend to make mistakes. I'm going to subtract both of these. And remember, when you're subtracting A binomial, you're subtracting both of them. So just think of it as distributing the negative out. So this is going to be negative, and that's going to be negative. So might switch the signs on both of them, then add straight down. If you do this correctly, this should always be a 0. That first term. If it's not a 0, go back and start over. Okay, that didn't always happen up here, but that's one of those unique things here that if that's not a 0, go back. You did it wrong. Okay, and over here, so I got 7x minus 15x is negative x, or sorry, squared. Oh, the squared here. So negative 8x squared. Up here, I drop the 4 down. So here I'm going to drop this next number down, negative 16x. So it's almost like here I did 2-digit numbers all the way. Here I'm doing binomials all the way, two terms. Now, next step, first term, look at just the first terms. What's negative 8x squared divided by 2x? Again, I'm disregarding the negative 16 and the 5 right now. So negative 8x squared divided by 2x would be a negative 4x. Okay. Next step is multiply. So I'm going to multiply. So negative 4x times 2x is negative 8x squared. And then negative 4x times 5 is negative 20x. I'm supposed to subtract these. So I'm subtracting everything. That means if you distribute the negative out, these are actually, I'm adding everything. Switch the signs and add straight down. So this wipes out to 0. That's what I wanted. So nothing there. Add this up, I get 4x. Drop down the next term. Now look at the first terms only. What's 4x divided by 2x? Well, that would be a 2. Since it's a positive 2, I put plus 2. And then 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times 5 is 10. Remember, you're subtracting these, so switch both the signs. And then add straight down. So this would be a 0 plus 0. So it divided evenly. Now that's not always true. There could be a remainder. Like up here, there was remainders left. In division, sometimes you have remainders. The nice thing, this one had no remainders. So the nice thing is, this is a factor of that. It divides evenly because there is no remainder left. Now, if you want to check yourself, you can multiply these together. If I multiply 2x plus 5 by 3x squared minus 4x plus 2, I'll get this whole thing down here. Okay, so try these out at the bottom here. Okay, so give those a try. And then I'm going to pause the video, give them a try, and we'll see how you're doing with them. I will give you a hint. These both divide evenly, so you should have a 0 at the end. So when you're all done, that does come out to be a 0. Okay, so here's the work for it. And check it over. Take some time here. This is the only thing we're learning today, so you don't need to feel the need to rush through and get to the rest of the video. This is it. This is all we're doing today is long division. So don't fly through it and feel like you have to move on to get the next thing. This is it. Okay, so check your work here, pause the video, look it over. Did I get those answers? Did I get these 2 answers? Is everything lined up right? All that good stuff. If you made a mistake, hopefully you can check back through the work and see what you did wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the back side. And the only difference on some of these on the back side is we're going to see what do we do when there's a remainder. So how do we handle a remainder on these guys? So first off, let's just do the division. I'm going to move a little bit faster than I did on the front side. So 6x cubed divided by 3x, that'd be a 2x squared. Multiply. Again, if you want to just pause the video and work ahead on your own, that's fine. Then come back and hit play. That works too. So 9x squared divided by 3x would be a plus 3x. 9x squared. X. Subtract. Would be a negative 15x. Drop down the negative 1. Let's see, so negative 15x divided by 3 would be a negative 5. So now I've got this 4. I got a remainder of 4. So remember on the front side, what we did with this, when there was a remainder, the 2, we put the remainder over the divisor. Okay, so 2/5, 2/9 was on the end. So here, that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put it, I'll put my remainder 4 over the divisor, 3x plus 1. The key here is this needs to be a polynomial. So I need to make sure there's a plus or a minus between these. This was a positive 4, so that's plus. If it was a negative 4, that would be a minus. Okay. Let's see here. So let's try number 1. So try number 1, and I do want to point out there is something missing here. There's an x cubed, an x squared, and there's no x. Okay. What that means is I need to put a filler in for the x term. So if there's no x terms there, how many x terms are there? Well, there's 0 x terms. Okay, so we got to put a filler in there. Just like on the front side, well, I don't have either numbers like that, but if I had, say, like 8 100s and 9 1s, I wouldn't do 89 divided by 5. This doesn't represent 800s. This would be 8 in the 10 spot. So I put a 0 to hold the 10 spot. So that's 809 divided by 5. That is what I intended. So same idea here. I got to put a 0 to hold its spot. Okay, and then divide by x plus 1. So give that a try. So go ahead and finish that. Again, try to get, there is a remainder. And so try to get it and see if you can write it correctly. Okay, and you should have got down to negative 11 as a remainder. So negative 11, that'd be minus 11 over x plus 1. Okay. Let's see, let's go down to number 4 here. So just save the time of the video here. Look what we're dividing by. We're dividing by a quadratic. Well, that we can still do that. So let's fill in here. So we've got a cubed x squared x, and so there's nothing missing. So no terms are missing, no space fillers needed. I'm going to divide by x squared minus 4x plus 17. Same idea. Look at the first terms. Okay, so what's 2x cubed divided by x squared? Well, that'd be a 2x. And then 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times negative 4x would be negative 8x squared. And this would be a positive 34x. Now we're subtracting all these, so I'm just going to switch all the signs. Add straight down. So 0, 3x squared, that would be a negative 12x, drop down this next guy, plus 51, and then plus 3, because 3x squared divided by x squared would be 3, so it would be 3x squared minus 12x plus 51. And this is kind of cool, so switch all the signs. Everything wipes out at 0. So it turns out this is actually a factor of that. So no remainder needed on that. So just showing you how to do that. Sorry if I cut off the board or cut off the screen there. So yeah, so this is it. This is just polynomial division. You got some practice with that. So make sure you know how to do it. This is an important skill that, moving forward, that we need to know how to do.